He earns 30 million euros a year. He has a 1 billion euro release clause. He's the most valuable teenager in football history, and when he gets home from the biggest game of his life, he plays PlayStation. Where he came from? Rocafonda. This is Lamine Yamal, 18 years old. And to understand why he lives the way he does, you have to start with the neighborhood that made him. Rocafonda is in Matar, about 30 kilometers up the coast from Barcelona. Over half its 12,000 residents were born outside Catalonia. Nearly 20% are Moroccan nationals. Almost half live at risk of poverty. It is not the kind of place that produces global superstars. His father, Munir, emigrated from Morocco. His mother, Sheila, came from Equatorial Guinea. She was 16 years old when she had Lamine. And when a 60 Minutes interviewer asked him about the pressure of carrying Barcelona, of carrying Spain, his answer stopped the room. His toys were a football and a 10-cent popsicle. He'd spend whole afternoons on a concrete slab at the Rocafonda Sports Center, playing until the lights went out at 9. That concrete slab is where the world's most expensive teenager learned to play football, the most valuable teenager ever. Now let's talk about the numbers, because they are genuinely staggering. In May 2025, Lamine Yamal signed a new contract with FC Barcelona. He was 17 years old. The deal runs until 2031, and it pays him an estimated 30 million euros a year before tax. That's roughly 320,000 euros every single week. His release clause is 1 billion euros. But his club salary is only part of the story. Adidas signed him to a 10-year deal worth over 32 million euros. He has his own signature logo, his own boots, his own apparel line, Adidas's face of the next generation, following Lionel Messi, who also chose Adidas over Nike. In January 2026, American Eagle named him a global brand ambassador. In total, he has deals with at least 13 brands. And in November 2025, the Size Football Observatory valued him at over $404 million, the most commercially valuable teenager in the history of the sport. His fame arrived just as fast. Rewind to the summer of 2024. A 16-year-old curls a perfect strike past France in a European Championship semi-final, the youngest scorer in the history of the Euros. So here is a kid who is rich, famous, and valued at nearly $500 million before he can legally drink in most of the world, which makes the next part almost impossible to believe. Ordinary life, PlayStation, pasta, and broken fingers. So what does a kid worth $404 million do in his free time? He plays PlayStation. He rides bikes. He goes for drinks with friends. He eats pasta at home. In December 2025, Yamal posted a house tour on his own YouTube channel. It got 14 million views. People expected a mansion. What they got was a modest duplex, moving boxes still unpacked, a small kitchen, a gaming room with a PS5 and a plain desk, a bedroom with a beige headboard. The terrace, he admitted, was never used. It looked like the apartment of any normal 20-something. His habits are almost aggressively normal. In his 19 questions video, he was asked about his favorite days of the year. He didn't name a trophy or a purchase. He named a day riding bikes, an evening out for drinks with friends, and a trip to Paris where they played PlayStation at the hotel and rode scooters around the city. Then he looked at the camera and said it plainly. In the same video, someone asked why his hand was bandaged. The answer? He punched the TV while playing PlayStation and broke his fingers.
¿Por qué te vendan la mano en los partidos? Me la vendo porque jugando a la Play, una torta a la tele y me reventé los dedos y me hincharon un montón. A partir de ahí me vendé.
This is the richest teenager in football, and he broke his fingers punching the TV during a gaming session. And when he describes his own life, there's no performance to it. In the extended 60-minute Spanish interview, he put it about as simply as you can.
Me va a parar como es normal porque soy una persona famosa, pero bueno, intento siempre buscar las cosas más sencillas, como jugar a la Play, como ir a ver a mi madre, como comer con mi hermano, estar...
Family first, 3 houses, and his grandmother's hand. But the most powerful evidence of who Lamine Yamal really is doesn't come from his habits. It comes from what he did with his first real money. He was 16. He'd just started earning serious money at Barcelona. And the first thing he did was buy 3 houses. One for his grandmother, one for his mother, one for his father. His mother's house? Reportedly Shakira's former home in Barcelona. His words on it are unambiguous. Fast forward to July 2025. Yamal is signing the biggest contract of his life. The official photo shoot is scheduled. And he refuses to take the photo because his grandmother isn't there yet. He waits. He delays the entire ceremony. And when she arrives, he walks into the building holding her hand. At the 2025 Ballon d'Or ceremony in Paris, he brought 20 family members. His grandmother sat in the audience in her traditional white Moroccan jalaba, and his teammate Rafinha leaned over to hold her hands and comfort her on the biggest night in football. And when he won the Copa Trophy, the award for the best young player in the world, his acceptance speech was 3 sentences long.
Last season, same time, giving the same award to Lamine.
Yes, and are you ready for the big one?
I don't know.
His parents are separated, and afterward, both of them wanted to keep the trophy at their house. He told the press he genuinely didn't know where to put it, because his father wanted it and his mother wanted it too. 304. Carrying the neighborhood to the world. Every time Lamine Yamal scores at the Camp Nou, at the Euros, at the World Cup, he makes the same gesture with his fingers. 304. It's the last 3 digits of the Rocafonda postal code 08304. He's trademarked the celebration and had a custom chain made. It is his way of saying, I am still from there. I have not forgotten. When he scored his first World Cup goal against Saudi Arabia on June 21st, 2026, he flashed the 304 sign and then dropped into a sujood, bowing to God, a nod to his Moroccan heritage and his Islamic faith. And back in Rocafonda, his uncle Abdul watched that goal from a bar named after the celebration, Bar Familia Li 304, filled with trophies from Yamal's youth career. On the shelf behind the bar sits a replica World Cup trophy. Abdul had told ESPN back in 2023 that it was there for the day his nephew wins the real one. A local resident put into words exactly what the celebration means to the neighborhood. It's destiny. The Messi baby photo. There's one more story that ties all of this together. In October 2007, FC Barcelona held a UNICEF charity photo shoot at the Camp Nou. A 20-year-old Lionel Messi posed bathing a small baby for a charity calendar. That baby was Lamine Yamal, 3 months old. His family had won a raffle to appear with a Barcelona player. The photographer, Joan Montfort, says he now believes in destiny. Messi wore the No 10 shirt at Barcelona for years. Yamal now wears it. And then June 2026 added a final chapter, when UNICEF, the same organization that first brought Messi and Yamal together as a baby and a young star named Yamal a global goodwill ambassador, focused on defending children's right to play.
Jugar es la forma en la que los niños descubren el mundo.
Lamine Yamal is rich, genuinely, historically rich. But he's also the kid who grew up on a concrete pitch in one of Spain's poorest neighborhoods, the kid who watched his mother work at McDonald's and his father collect scrap metal, and who still plays PlayStation, still rides bikes, and still insists his grandmother be in the room for every moment that matters. The money changed his address. It did not change who he is. That's why every time he scores, he holds up 3 fingers. 304. Because no matter how far he goes, he is still from Rocafonda. So here's the question for you. What surprised you the most, the €1 billion release clause, or the beige headboard and the unused terrace? Drop it in the comments. And if you made it all the way to the end, you already know what to do.